ladies and gentlemen.
And welcome to the Cherry Creek High School production of Titanic, the musical.
Boarding will begin shortly. Before we commence, we want to point out some important information that will make your crossing more enjoyable for you and our other passengers.
Our ship is equipped with the latest technology, so please take a moment to silence, or better yet, shut off all electronic devices you may have brought on board.
Lights and sounds can be very distracting to the passengers and crew.
As you enjoy your trip, please take a glance at our Titanic program filled with historic facts and tidbits about our maiden voyage.
This beautiful program also has celebrations to many of the passengers and crew members, including our friends the arts. If you see any of these philanthropists, please give them our thanks, as this performance would not be as elegant without their generosity.
If you would like to add your name to the list of benefactors, please visit our Friends of the Arts table in the lobby or contact one of our ushers.
Please be aware that there is a gunshot effect during the performance. Finally, if we should encounter any problems on our journey, remember that your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device.
During this performance, the roles of Mr. and Mrs. Frank Carlson will be played by Adam Cave and Sarah Harrison. The captain is almost ready to commence boarding, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy the epic story of Titanic the musical.
Mankind attempts to fabricate great works at once magnificent and impossible. On desert sands from mountains of stone a pyramid, flying buttresses alone, a wall of light. Chapel ceiling screaming one man's ecstasy, one man's ecstasy. Miracles them all, China's endless wall, Stonehenge, the Parthenon, the Duomo, the aqueducts of Rome. We did not attempt to make with mammoth blocks of stone a giant pyramid, no, not a pyramid, nor Gothic walls that radiate with light. Our task was to dream upon and then create a floating city, floating city. A human metropolis, a complete civilization, sleek and fast, at once a poem and the perfection of physical engineering. Once a poem and the perfection of physical engineering.
How did they build Titanic? Near 1,000 feet in length. Huge beyond past endeavor, strong beyond mortal strength. 40 that's floating, quiet as a lullaby. Fare thee well, my darling, I'll be back before a fortnight has passed.
Fare thee well, my darling, I'll be back before a fortnight has passed. Fare thee well, my darling, I'll be back before a fortnight has passed.
Barrett, smoker off the Baltic.
Fleet, look out off the Majestic. Harold Fry, a wireless operator for the Marconi International Marine Radio Telegraphy and Signal Communications Company Limited.
There she is, towering high, broad and grand, ship of dreams, sailing day, morning bright, take your flight, ship of dreams. She strains at her lines, the smoke from her funnels trailing. Her brow like a knife, she'll cut through the waves unfailing. Soon to be underway, size and speed unexplored, and I'll be aboard that ship of dreams.
7,000 heads crash, that is Titanic.
Lights on. Morning, Mr. Lobson. Morning, Captain Speed. Morning, Captain. Morning, Captain.
36,000 oranges, Titanic.
Morning, Mr. Hitchens. Morning, Mr. Murdoch. Morning, Murdoch. Morning, Captain.
Mr. Pittman, please complete the loading of the freight and prepare for the boarding of the serving staff and crew.
Hi, Captain.
There she is, towering high, broad and grand, ship of dreams,
Titanic.
sailing day, morning bright, take your flight, of dreams.
Poultry and fish, Titanic. 400 tons of potatoes, 8,000 pounds of marmalade, 37,000 bottles of wine, beer, and spirits. Titanic.
50,000 china dishes and 22,000 crystal drinking glasses. Titanic.
One Reynolds Town Carriage motor car. Titanic.
To be underway, size and speed unexplored, and I'll be aboard that ship of dreams.
Captain Smith, has there ever been a finer morning to sail?
Never quite like this, Mr. Ismay. Never quite like this one, sir.
Mr. Andrews, has the line ever had a faster ship for the mail?
Not as fast as this, Mr. Ismay. Never quite like this one, sir.
The pride,
Pride of mankind, dominion over the sea.
the
The dream of progress, it brings great honor to me.
To be the master
The builder
and the owner
of the largest moving object in the world.
Mr. Pittman, begin boarding the passengers.
Third class passengers, proceed at once to the gangway. Please bring your boarding documents and await further instructions.
Holy Mother of God! Is that a ship or a mountain? It looks long enough for what Gowan, but everyone calls me Kate. I'm Kate too, Kate Mullins. And I'm Kate Green, Kate Murphy. It must be fate then. Oh, it's not fate, it's Irish. Are you traveling alone? Not me, I've got a fellow. See that good-looking one up ahead? I'm planning to marry him. That will be as soon as I meet him. Get me aboard, call out my name. It's to America we aim. To find a better life we pray. To make this trip, let all our children's children know that this day long ago we dreamt of them and came aboard this ship. For the maiden voyage, for the maiden voyage, get us all aboard.
Second class passengers, proceed to CCHS decks. Please contact the ship's master to arrange dive assignment.
No account in the national press has quite done justice to this.
It's a sight for once in a lifetime.
It's a sight for once in a lifetime.
For the chance to run away and marry, now we two daren't miss.
It's a chance for once in a lifetime. It's a chance for once in a lifetime. Board that ship today, be with her when she pulls away and takes her maiden step. I must get on that ship, the largest, grandest on the earth, and I've reserved her to be a home, now pointed toward that ship. And the finest people will attend, the best among them will be friends. They'll stand right next to us, be at my fingertips. 3 tenths of saints and millionaires who run the world's affairs will all be blessed. I must get on that ship for the maiden voyage, for the maiden voyage. Get us all aboard.
First class passengers occupying deluxe suites on A and B deck are now requested to board at this time.
Come back, Alice.
I want to see them, Edgar.
Colonel John Jacob Astor and Mrs. Astor too, arriving now from the boat train direct from Waterloo Station. Please proceed to Parlor Suite A62.
Her name is Madeleine. She's John Jacob Astor's second wife. She's only 19 years old, and now she's married to a prominent man worth over $150 million, and 29 years her senior. They've only been married 7 months. She's already 7 months pregnant, and the scandal was such that she grew up to avoid publicity. Avoid publicity.
Mr. and Mrs. Isidore Strauss may now proceed to Parlor Suite B55.
Aren't they modest? You never think by looking at them that he and his brother own Macy's department store. Outright. And he was close advisor to President Grover Cleveland and served in the House of Representatives 2 full terms. And that's his wife of 40 years. Ida sad, she has been well. So the 2 of them have been wintering on the French Riviera.
Mr. Benjamin Guggenheim and party will find his customary suite on A deck.
Made his money by smelting gold, spent it like water. $4,500 for the Louis Vuitton suite, so he can live luxurious and with his latest mistress. And they call that justice? They call that justice?
Mr. and Mrs. George B. Weiner may now proceed to Promenade Suite B51.
He's the richest man in Philadelphia.
Mr. John B. Fan family, Promenade Suite B58.
Vice President of the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Mrs. Charlotte Drake Cardoza, room B54.
No one really knows who she is, but the newspaper says she booked the most expensive suite at the ship and town with 14 steamer trunks of medicine chest, personal pillows and sheets, and 4 little picnic dogs. So she must be somebody. She must be somebody.
Last call for boarding. This is the very last call for boarding.
Up the ramp, let's go the lines. Brings out her colors and designs. Prepare for casting off, and through the port we'll slip. Each person standing at the rail. Let one great thought prevail, one single prayer.
it, sir.
Make fast the tugs.
Tugs all fast, sir.
Let go all lines.
Let go the bow lines. Let go the stern lines. Let go aft springs.
Tow her off, Mr. Pitman.
Gangway, everybody! Gangway! Our car broke down! Hold the ship! Wait! We told everybody we were going to be sailing on the Titanic. What are we going to tell them now?
We are going to be the laughingstock of Poughkeepsie. Oh, I don't believe it! If this isn't the entire story of our rotten, miserable, unlucky life!
We've cleared all frogs, sir. Thank you, Mr. Murdoch. What's up, Mr. Paul?
West by north, 281 degrees, sir.
Steady as she goes, quartermaster. Mr. Lightoff, what's our present speed?
19 knots, sir.
Maintain 19 knots, Mr. Murdoch.
Aye, aye, sir.
Boiler 1 through 6, maintain 68 revolutions on the wing propellers.
EJ, now that we're officially underway, I thought a little celebration might be in order.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ismay. I don't allow alcohol on my bridge. You know that, Mr. Etches.
Yes, sir. I do.
Technically speaking, EJ, it could be considered my bridge.
Not at sea, Mr. Ismay.
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I'm afraid this bottle seems to have gone completely flat. I couldn't possibly allow you to drink it. Would you like me to fetch another, Mr. Ismay?
Never mind, let it go.
Thank you, sir. Again, my apologies.
Thank you, Mr. Etches.
Yes, well, with or without champagne, I want to toast our ship, the Royal Mail Steamer Titanic. Nearly a quarter mile in length, she's bigger, grander, and safer than any ship in history. The greatest achievement in transatlantic navigation since that very first crossing 420 years ago. Ah, Andrews, I'm glad you're here. I was just congratulating the three of us on our magnificent contribution to the 20th century. Progress, gentlemen, I give you progress.
I trust you'll excuse us, Mr. Ismay. We have our duty.
Tell me, EJ, what's our present speed?
19 knots, Mr. Ismay.
Really? I would have expected us to be going faster now that we've cleared land. I want us to make New York by Tuesday afternoon. Tell me, Andrews, I understand that 22 knots would be necessary in order to make a 6-day crossing. In your expert opinion, is Titanic capable of that speed?
Come, Andrews, you're the one who built the thing. Are we capable of 22 knots?
Capable, I'm sure we are. Possibly a bit more first. 23 per hour.
Excellent, sir. I'm very pleased to hear it.
What is customary for a maiden voyage to proceed prudently.
It's the maiden voyage that creates news, damn it! And I intend for this one to create a legend. So answer me straight, man. When do you expect to run at full speed?
When the captain orders us, sir.
Well, then we must persuade him to do so, mustn't we?
In point of fact, Mr. Ismay, I was about to give the order when you walked in. Mr. Murdoch, increase speed to 20 knots.
20 knots, aye aye, sir.
Engine room, increase steam. Give us 71 revolutions of the wing propellers.
20 knots. Well, it starts, I suppose. Carry on, gentlemen.
What's your compass, Mr. Hitchens? You're drifting off course.
I don't think so, sir.
Don't argue with me, man. If I say you're off course, then you're bloody well off course.
Set your screws to 71, Mr. Barrett.
7-1. You ask me, Mr. Bell. It's a quite soon for 7-1.
Captain's orders, Mr. Barrett. If you've got no objections, that is.
7-1 it shall be. It's his ship, isn't it? Let us be plain, Mr. Bell. If it were my ship, I would not recommend the speed increase too quick.
Do as you're told, Mr. Barrett.
She's sparkling clean, this newborn ship, but one old thing is clear. The orders they propose above, we execute down here. We'll watch from here as up above, they'll catch a whiff of glory. This wonder ship may be brand new, but it's the same old story. Stoke, the fire in the hold as the men draw back. Feed the heat in the hold as the men draw back, and the dust of the coal in the air is black, and a trickle of sweat runs down your back. And what are the boys from the Midlands doing here? Coal it is that makes the steam, that run the machines, that run the world, that sends the men below the ground to mine the coal each day. From Leicestershire and Nottingham, us lads who worked down in the pit knew if you got above the ground, you'd save your soul some way. Get out of the pit, and westward I knew I could run, and ship out to sea, and there my new life was begun. And the screws were turning at 7 to 1. Became my dream to go out to sea. Further up from the mine you couldn't be, but born to the coal, there's no place for you elsewhere. You trade a life of dank and gloom to shovel in the boiler room, but now you're 7 decks below a lady's dainty feet. And nothing has changed, there's nothing a miner can do. The pits and your mates turned into the hold and the crew, and the screws were turning at 72. Faster and faster we watch as we gain ever more. 73, and too soon it is 74. For record speed I believe we strive. On the main ship that's too hard to drive. If you push it faster than 75, that is the truth, I swear. Come on, Alice. They want us to get the hell to our own saloon.
Edgar, did you get a good look at John Jacob Astor? He looks exactly like his picture.
So do you, Alice.
Oh, Edgar, this is all so exciting. Almost every famous millionaire in the whole world is on this ship, and they will actually be rubbing elbow with them. How impressed they'll all be when they hear all that you know about hardware.
Now, what would exactly count on rubbing elbows with them, Alice? They don't want us peasants in second class anywhere near those people.
What's the point of being on the same boat if we can't hobnob with them? It's bad enough we have to make do with that dinky cabin they gave us with those two silly little bunk beds.
We don't have to use the top bunk, Alice.
What? Tell it, Edgar. I'm telling you right now, I'm going in there. It's the last thing I do. I'm going in there.
Damn it, Alice.
Wait with Edgar.
They don't want us in there. They want us right here, where we are. That's all we paid for, and that's all we're getting.
Well, that's not all I'm getting.
Of course they're rich, darling. They're Americans. Can't you just imagine what they'll all be jabbering about? All the things my father lives for. International banking, venture capital, cornering the market, you know, that sort of thing.
How would I know that sort of thing, Caroline? My father never had a corner on the market. All he ever had was a market on the corner. I warned you, Caroline. Running away with me would be educational. Caroline, aren't you thrilled? Finally now, you'll see what second class looks like.
Charles, I love it when you're sarcastic. It makes me feel like we're a real married couple.
That's what we would be if those snob little father had permitted it. And that's exactly what we will be the minute we arrive in America.
Darling, considering our living arrangements, everyone on board thinks we're already married.
You know perfectly well we would have two separate cabins if I could have afforded them.
Yes, but separate cabins would have meant separate beds, Charles.
Yes, well, we had to make do without that, didn't we? You don't suppose we'll burn in hell for this, do you?
Oh, stop worrying. In America, it's not a sin at all.
What is it?
Saving money.
My dear Mr. Latimer, prepare to greet or clean till our meeting is imminent. Our having just rung the dinner bell, it won't be a novelty. When your slaves sing them all before, prepare for the usual. You should be aware of what's in store. We've served them on the Baltic and the Oceanic, Olympic and majestic, and today's the same. There's nothing changed. Mr. Astor takes his toast dry. Mrs. Strauss likes the grouse with the sauce on the side, and the Widener's love kidney pie. It's hot, if it's not, they'll be fit to be tied. They're accustomed to the best of all that money buys. The world of free enterprise has given this privilege to the rich, when the idle they're entitled to the luxury which we provide. That's forever the source of our pride, which is why we're always there with our special form of care for every 100 millionaire. By now they've all arrived.
The hull and the keel and perviously stronger by degrees.
Magnificent crystal chandeliers parquetting all the floors.
The ceiling is Jacobean and on decor the world adores. If you're looking forward to the praise, it's what a remarkable age this is. Our fellows invented see-through film, he calls it cellophane. I know that I built a parachute for jumping out of an airplane. Remarkable things so endlessly for how they do it pain. Indeed, and what a remarkable age this is.
Keep the captain's table pristine. Here we seat the elite whom we happily serve, where they dine on fine French cuisine. It's the creme de la creme, exclusive preserve. It's the pleasure of the leisure class's greatest wits to be where the captain sits when taking the dinner on the sea. Giving deference to their preferences is our chief art. We play our part in a perfectly working machine. You should ever be aware this is our privilege, raising rare, a special burden that we bear in our respective lives.
Remarkable U.S. Steel is busy shares a fight for gold, but not only makes the industry far better than before.
Coronation of King George the Fifth was grand,
And afterwards off to Rome, the fruit of war again the sand.
So much surprise and amaze, and what a remarkable time, what a remarkable word, what a remarkable day.
The dinner seating for Thursday, April 11th is now being served in the first-class dining saloon.
Never forget my last tour to India during the Tarak campaign of '97 to reopen the Khyber Pass, when we were attacked by 2,000 crazed, godless savages who appeared out of nowhere.
CJ, have you ever had so many distinguished Americans in your charge at one time? You know most of them, I'm sure, and of course, everyone knows the Major.
Of course. Welcome aboard. Mr. Guggenheim, you're becoming quite a regular on the Atlantic run.
Yes, in case of points. This is my 32nd cross.
AJ, you haven't yet told us today's mileage.
484, Mr. Ismay.
And are you pleased with that?
Yes, I am, sir. It's better than I expected for the first day.
Well, in that case, I'm sure we'll do even better tomorrow.
Begging your pardon, Captain. Mr. Hitchens has requested his course.
Increase speed, Mr. Murdoch, to 21 knots. And tell Mr. Hitchens to set course at west-northwest 292 degrees.
That's the Golden Track, sir.
I'm well aware of that, Mr. Murdoch. It will save us both coal and time. At least 3 hours.
3 hours? Oh, well done, EJ.
The dinner seating for Friday, April 12th is now being served in the first-class dining saloon.
Don't believe I ever told you about my false march to the Sudan in the winter of '85 to believe the attack on the Chinese Gordon by the Mahdi and 6,000 of his crazed, godless savages who came down with their spears.
EJ, we're all quite anxious to know yesterday's mileage.
519, Mr. Ismay.
Much better.
I'm sorry to disturb your meal, Captain.
Who the devil are you?
A second wireless operator Bride, sir, with the Marconi International Marine Radio Telegraphy and Signal Communications Company, Limited.
What is it, Mr. Brown?
A message, sir, from the furnace liner Rappahannock, 4 days out of Halifax. She reports an ice...
Thank you, Mr. Bride. I can read.
Right. Yes. Aye, sir.
The dinner seating for Saturday, April 13th is now being served in the first-class dining saloon.
But the proudest moment of my entire career came in '02 under the command of Kitchener at Johannesburg, when untold thousands of crazed, godless savages attacked...
Mrs. Astor, I believe this was your first trip to Europe.
Not her last, Mrs. White. Certainly not her last.
And how did you find Paris, Mrs. Astor? Thank goodness I didn't have to. Jake knew right where it was.
Excuse me, Captain.
Yes, Mr. Lighton?
Have you have any instructions, sir, concerning our present speed?
Maintain 21 knots, Mr. Lighton.
21 knots. Yes, sir.
21 knots? Come, EJ. I promise these gentlemen will arrive in New York by Tuesday nightfall. At this rate, we'll never make it.
I'm afraid it's too soon for either of us to say, Mr. Ismay. I trust you'll excuse me. Please continue with your meal.
Captain, must you leave us?
Unfortunately, Mrs. Thayer, my duties on the bridge, not nearly so pleasant as sitting here with you attractive ladies, require my attention. Please excuse me.
Remarkable man, our Captain Smith. 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 Remarkable man, all time, all worlds of surprise and amaze. And what a remarkable time, what a remarkable world, what a remarkable age. This is.
Sweets and after-dinner liqueurs are now being served in the Café Parisian.
What's our position, Mr. Murdoch? Latitude 42, 35, north longitude 45, 50 west, Captain. And the sea temperature, Mr. Lycott.
Last check down, 5 degrees, 34 Fahrenheit, sir.
Oh, another communication, Captain. Iceland, Corona. Another one. They spotted a large bird at 4150 north and 4952 west, Captain. Plot the position with the other reports we received. It's directly on a new course, sir. Not to worry. At least 600 miles off. Still, not to worry. We'll keep a sharp eye, eh? And Mr. Murdoch, increase speed to 22 knots. 22 knots, sir? Yes. Let's do everything we can to avoid bringing Mr. Ismay to the bridge again. Yes, sir.
Engine room, increase speed. Give us 78 revolutions of the wing propellers.
If I remember correctly, Mr. Murdoch, you qualified for your master's papers when you were only 25, youngest man in the line's history. And here you are, still, without a ship of your own. What are you waiting for, Mr. Murdoch?
The master of a ship carries a heavy responsibility, Captain.
Every single minute, Mr. Murdoch.
I'm just not certain I'm up to it, sir.
A ship's master must be certain of everything, Mr. Murdoch, even when he's not. And I'm as certain of that as I am that this is my final crossing.
Captain.
After 43 years of service, I informed the line of my wish to retire, but they asked me to stay on, to see them through the maiden voyage. My wife was disappointed, of course. But how could I refuse? Take over, Mr. Murdoch.
Thousands on board, each in his class. You are the mustard of all that must pass. Yours to set course, yours to command. You hold their souls in the palm of your hand. You hold their souls in the palm of your hand.
Third-class passengers are reminded not to take food below to their cabins.
What's the reason for that then?
It encourages the rats.
We have rats on a brand new ship.
They're always the first aboard.
Well, they're welcome to have part of my share. Surely the entire family could live a week off just what I've been leaving on my plate, and all of it for free.
Free? Are you daft then? And what do you suppose they charged us every bit of 60 shillings for our passage? What do I need with all this fine cloth and electrical lights?
Well, Jim Farrell, I'm going to have fine cloth, electrical light, and a whole lot more when I get to America, including my own personal bathtub. I'm going to rise straight to the top, I will, just like cream. I will be a proper person. People will look up to me. What a girl, that girl McGowan, Katie Violet Maud Marie. I aspire to heights of glory in the new world that can be. In that grandest nation I'll stand tall, reach my very highest hopes of all. I may not have a real profession, I am. Me too. Me three. I want to be a lady's maid in America. In America, the streets are paved with gold.
I want to be a governess in America. In America, it's better, I am told.
I want to be a sewing girl in America. In America, I'll sew till I am old. There's a place called Chicago. I've seen it on the map.
There's a place called Maryland. I've seen it on the map.
There's a place in America called Albuquerque, and I'm hoping it's a bit like Donegal. Oh, I'm hoping that it is. There, I'm hoping that it is. Where my dreams and my hope and my faith and my praying and my wishing to be happy will come true enough.
I want to be an engineer. In America, the streets are paved with gold.
I want a shop to call my own. In America, it's better, I am
far beyond the northern sea, a new life can unfold. And I'm glad that it will. How I'm glad that it will. Where my dream and my hope and my scheme and my prayer and my wishing to be happy will come true enough.
I want to be a billionaire in America. Strike riches in the fortune I amass.
I want to be a constable in America. In America, you rise above your class.
Oh, there's a place your industry and talent can be sold.
And I'm certain that it will. There, I'm certain that it will.
Ich will ein gutes Leben haben.
Born up in love, eternally starting.
Where my dream and my hope and my scheme and my praying and my wishing to be happy will come true enough. And I want to rise above myself.
I will be grand.
America, the streets are paved with
I
gold.
want to be a lady's maid.
In America.
Better place for me and you. Better land to start anew. Better land for me.
It's turning bloody cold, isn't it, Mr. Lightoller?
Yes. It feels rather more like February than April.
Ah, Andrews, there you are. I've been looking for you everywhere. I want your opinion on how you think the crossing is going so far.
Not as well as I'd hoped, Mr. Ismay. We've got a few problems.
Really? Such as what?
Well, I'm disappointed in the water pressure for the upper decks, and the kitchen crew are complaining their sleeping quarters are overheated.
Well, there's gratitude for you. In my Father's Day, they were lucky to get any heat at all. Now tell me, Andrews, are you satisfied with our present speed?
I think so, sir.
Well, I don't mind telling you I'm very disappointed. The sea is calm, the weather's fair. Why aren't we going faster?
We're doing 22 knots, Mr. Ismay. That's faster than any White Star Line's ever managed.
Answer me straight, Andrews. You chaps at Harland and Wolford on the Cunard liner too. Was Titanic intentionally designed to run slower?
I really must protest the implications. When your father ran the line, he demanded safety and comfort before speed. Cunard may get their passengers there a little faster, yes, but White Star gives them a far better ride.
It's a new world out there, Andrews. These days, people want speed above everything else. Americans would gladly lose their dinner over the rail if it meant arriving in New York a day sooner.
Mr. Ismay, is there something you wanted, sir?
EJ, I was now wondering if you could predict with any certainty our arriving in New York by Tuesday afternoon.
I can only say it's possible.
Possible? But it's imperative, damn it! If we have to stand off until Wednesday morning, our return to England will be delayed by a full 24 hours. Titanic must be known as a 6-day ship, EJ. Even the bloody Krauts can do it. And if second-rate tubs like Deutschland and Kaiser Wilhelm can turn around in a fortnight, then so, by God, shall we.
I'm sure we will do everything we can, Mr. Ismay.
Splendid. That's all one can ask, isn't it?
Excuse me. Who's there?
Barrett. Barrett!
The stoker, I remember. Welcome to the most important place on the entire ship. Oh, what can I do for you, Barrett?
I heard you could actually get a message back to England.
You heard right, all right. Sitting right here, I can communicate with important people all over the world.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd explain how it works, but I'm afraid... Oh, hold on, there's a message coming in. Iceberg warning from the Baltic. That's your old ship.
Yeah?
Yeah, look. You can see I'm awfully busy, Barrett, so what is it you want?
Well, shouldn't the captain know about that iceberg then?
Not to worry. I've already sent him a half-dozen warnings just like it. You ask me, I don't think they know what the bloody hell they're doing up there. Excuse my French. It's like we say in the telegraphy business, you can't be a radio operator and remain a Christian.
So, how much would it cost to send that message back to England? It's sort of a romantic message, you see.
Very pretty, but romantic or not, minimum rates, £2 4 pence.
2 bloody quid? That's twice what they paid me to America and back!
Hold on, maybe I can get you a professional discount.
Yeah? What would that cost?
Well, let's see, 6, carry the 4, nothing! They'll never know the difference.
Ah, very much. You must be a romantic sort of person yourself.
Not myself. Romance and telegraphy don't mix, see? How can you communicate with only one person when you've got the entire world talking to you? I'll need her name and address.
Darlene Watkins, Bilsthorpe, Nottinghamshire. What's that you're doing there?
Darlene Watkins, Bilsthorpe, Nottinghamshire. So what will be the rest of it?
I don't know. It's got to be just the right thing. Darlene's sort of funny, you see. She said if I wouldn't take her serious, she'd find us somebody who would. But I won't be back for nearly 2 weeks now, so I might as well come straight out with it. I'll be coming back to you, darling. Back to your dark arms and hair. Marry me when I return, darling. And until that day, my love, take care. Be thee well. May the Lord who watches all watch over thee. May God's heaven be your blanket as you softly sleep. Marry me when you're finally in my arms and plainly see this divorce devoted sailor's heart and soul are yours to keep.
Yours to keep. Every day from GMOM. Good morning, old man, to GNOM. Good night, old man. My telegraph sends its messages to ships at sea. Sending out its dit-dit-da-dit-da-dit. 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 I was young and shy, detached and sad. Spent my days indoors, a homebound lad. Hardly spoke, few friends, I kept myself to myself, quite alone. And then I found Marconi's telegraph. It could span the planet's width by half. 50 yards, 2,000 miles, the same. Touch the spark, sound the tone, and the night was alive with 1,000 voices fighting to be heard, and each and every one of them connected to me, and my life came alive with 1,000 voices tapping out each word, like 1,000 people joined with a single heartbeat, tapping out a dit-dit-da-dit-da-dit, dit-dit-da-dit-da-dit, dit-dit-da-dit-da, everywhere.
Marry me.
It's alive with 1,000 voices.
May the Lord who watches all watch over thee.
And every one of them connected to me.
Marry me.
So alive with 1,000 voices.
May God's heaven be your blanket as you sleep.
Those people joined with a single heartbeat, tapping out a dit-dit-da-dit-da-dit.
Marry me.
Da-dit-da-dit.
Marry me.
Da-dit-da.
Signed, Fred.
Everywhere. Message received.
Ladies and gentlemen, after our Sunday service, our first-class passengers are invited to the boat deck, where our bandmaster, Mr. Wallace Hartley, and his ensemble will be playing outdoors for your entertainment. And now, we will conclude with hymn number 27, God Lift Me Up.
Never lag. It's a musical treat to hear about the beat performing their latest track.
How do you do, my friend? So good to see you once more. How long since we first met? Has it been
by herself on the glory south, the into latest stride.
High up the breeze, feel the rhythm of the song in your knees, promenading along with your knees, like a feather in the air.
His hands are picked up and chilled, when we dance down the doors, it's a thrill. Keep your hearty and healthy and still, take your part every day. Everyone's buzzing with the ocean, dancing across the mighty ocean, moving to the rhythm of a latest stride. Come on and dance with me, please, to the rhythm of the song in your knees, promenading along with your knees, like a feather in the air. His hands are picked up and chilled, when we dance down the doors, it's a thrill. Keep your hearty and healthy and still, take your part every day. Now back below the ocean spray. Jump on the upper hotel to go up. Swell, big break all your days in hand. Turn the corner on the bar parallel. The gates round the bell like all of the rest I say. Now the band is betting, the ragtime setting will take you away. Everyone up and out, holy laggard out. That shark spirits fly. Strolling with the arms from the side, you playing for time. We got a fellow who's there on television, and any other ship can ride. So take a girl by the hand, and here's a band. Today's latest friend, come dancing on the valley ship, passing out and feel all the ocean's rain. Jump up on the upper hotel, the go on swell, then shake all your cares away. Turn the corner on the bar parallel, the break them was elder, watch all the girls that shake. Now that time music, the right time music, take you away. Dancing with me, the real and small, your knees, running over, surely no one is ever the end. Friends all, and from the chills, like a dance and follow the sense I say. Money, gravity, else to watch all the songs today. Everyone's bursting with emotion, dancing as we cross like the ocean. Us and it's been absolutely great to dance the latest ride.
Alice, where have you been? I've been looking for you everywhere. What have you been up to?
Afternoon dancing.
Afternoon dancing?
It's what they call le dansant.
Well, back home it's what they call a croque.
Language, Edgar!
Come on, little girl. I really don't think we belong here.
Oh, applesauce, Edgar. I have danced with the first class, Edgar. It was oh such a dream come true.
That class isn't for our kind, Alice.
That won't do. Haven't you noticed, Edgar? These days nobody's any better than anybody else. Take the Wagers of Philadelphia. I stood right next to them, Edgar. We have this extremely handsome son, Harry, the Harvard man. Oh, David God's on his truth, Edgar. I let that boy marry our Lucy in a second.
Well, that's half the battle.
You can make fun all you want, Edgar, but I want to run like Indianapolis, Indiana.
But that's why I took you on this trip, Alice, to show you the world.
But I don't want to see the world, Edgar. There are too many other places I'd rather see first. There are hotels on islands, Edgar. Great resorts near a sandy beach.
That's a world that's beyond our income and our reach.
That's because you've always been satisfied with only one dinky little hardware store instead of branching out. How do you think all those millionaires got all their millions, Edgar?
Why don't you just calm down, Alice, and enjoy what we have?
Please don't tell me never. I want this forever. Edgar, there's a new world around us, Edgar.
Won't you don't know. What do you suggest we do about it, Alice?
I don't know. I'm going for a walk now, Edgar. I need to be alone for a while.
3 bells, Mr. Murdoch.
Thank you, Mr. Lightoller. Quartermaster, hold your course. West-northwest 292 degrees.
West-northwest 292 degrees, aye, sir.
Mr. Murdoch, what's our present speed? Steady at 22 knots, sir. Have there been any reports of mechanical difficulties since reaching that speed? No, sir, none at all. Very good. Increase speed to 23 knots. 23
Captain,
knots.
There's been another ice warning, sir. The Saba reports at Largeberg at 42 degrees north.
42 degrees. And that's in total agreement with all the other reports we've received. Except this one from the French liner, La Touraine. 41 degrees. Now that puts it a good deal closer, doesn't it? How do you explain the difference? Must have been an error in transmission, sir. The radio. I'll never accept the damn thing.
I'm afraid it's here to stay, sir.
Which means that we'll soon be taking our orders from safe, dry little offices on shore.
It's a brand new world, Captain.
Thank God I won't be around to see it. 23 knots, Mr. Murdoch. 23 knots, aye aye, sir. Engine room, increase speed. Give us 81 revolutions of the wing propellers, Mr. Bell.
I'm still waiting, Mr. Strauss.
What?
The reason you sent off to the Jessica radio message.
He and his cousin Nathan want make Macy's the largest retail store in the world. They will back to sell catalogs like Sears and Roebuck. It's totally crazy.
What did you tell him?
Go ahead. It's a new world out there, Mrs. Strauss. Do not pretend to understand it.
Good evening, sir. Henry H.'s, first class suite.
Edgar Bean, second class passenger.
Bean. I know that name.
You probably ran into my wife. She likes dancing with millionaires.
Yes, quite so, sir. My condolences.
That's a far-off look I'm seeing in your eye, Kate. Which far-off place is it you're looking at? Ireland or America?
If you must know, I was thinking about a friend of mine, a very dear friend. It seems she left home because she'd made a mistake that she couldn't get rid of.
She should have been more careful.
So, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Who knows? Maybe I'll run for the Congress again. I'll tell you the truth. I really like it there. And the best part is, you don't have to know anything.
It seems she wants more out of life than I can give her.
Isn't that always the way, sir? I had life once.
What happened?
Nothing. I still have one. In all my years, I never sought such a call.
Is it my imagination, or are we moving faster than ever before?
If my friend were here, Jim, what would you say to her?
Well, I'd say, what would I call it?
Oh, we're all named Kate, you know that.
Well, I'd say, Kate, do you know who the father is?
What a sad question. What do you take her for?
And you refused to go with her? Decent work being hard to find, he probably didn't want to leave his job.
Or his wife. So tell me, Jim Bello, could a decent fella care for a woman who already has a bit of a family?
Well made, sir. After that will cost us some.
It's your deal. Mr. Rogers, your reputation as a fine bridge player is well. You play an excellent game.
Thank you, sir.
Either that or you're uncommon lucky.
Bridge isn't a game of chance, Mr. Astor.
Well, this reminds me of the time I was playing bridge with Lord Raglan during the Crimean campaign, when we were attacked by thousands of
Praise godless savages!
I've been told on very good authority that there are actually professional gamblers on board, card shoppers who make a living traveling back and forth across the Atlantic. Gamblers? Nonsense! How do these rumors get started?
Oh, you can be sure they're here, Major. How could they pass up the opportunity of policing out a passenger that's like this one? I've even heard talk that the notorious Jay Yates is aboard.
I don't remember seeing his name on the passenger list.
Oh, well, you wouldn't, would you? But I'll give you 10 to 1. He's here somewhere.
No moon, no wind, nothing to spy things by. No wave, no swell, no line where sea meets sky. Stillness, darkness, can't see a thing, says I. No reflection, not a light meets the eye. And we go sailing, sailing, ever westward on the sea. We go sailing, sailing, ever on going.
It's a beautiful night at this house, even though there's no moon. Look at the stars, can you find the Big Dipper?
Big Dipper? I can't even find our own stateroom. Every time I go out for a walk, finding my way back is an adventure.
Maybe I should drop breadcrumbs.
Can you feel how cold it's getting, Mrs. Strauss? Cold in the past couple of hours. Would you like me to get your fur stole?
But maybe I will see you again.
No, thank you, I'd rather freeze.
Are you cold then, Kitty?
Not now that you've got your arm around me.
But of course, you're a funny one, Kate McGowan.
Funny, thanks very much.
Because you come right out with what you want.
And you find that funny, do you? What kind of girl do you think I am? You think I need to be told what I want? Life's too short for that, me boy.
The weather's quite changed, Mr. Lightdollar.
Yes, sir. It's turned very cold. Only 1 point above freezing.
Ocean temperature's down to 31 degrees, Captain. Warn the carpenter to check our supply of fresh water, Mr. Murdoch. Tell the engine room to watch the steam winches. Aye, aye, sir. There's not much wind, is there?
No, sir. It appears to be a flat call.
And we go sailing, sailing,
That's polished glass on the open sea. Feel the bite in the air on the open sea. Smooth as polished glass.
ever on going.
Good night, gentlemen. I'll be just inside. Keep a sharp watch. The naked eye. Now that's something you can depend on.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Crow's Nest. This is the bridge. Keep an eye peeled for ice.
Charles, think in today's America. What's the first thing you're going to do when we get there, darling? After marrying me, of course.
Apply to the sports desk of an important New York newspaper. I'm sure they could use a journalist with my experience.
But you don't know anything about American sports, do you, darling?
It's not so terribly complicated, really. Their football's like our rugby, you see. Except for some reason, their chaps need a great deal of padding.
They sound like an eminently sensible race.
Let us both hope so, that's why we're going there.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Madam, this happens to be the smoke room.
So I see.
Women are never permitted in the first class smoking room, madam.
Don't look so shocked, gentlemen. There's a new world now.
There's a new world up where?
Mr. Hawk, that's a new melody. What is it?
Autumn, shall we all meet in the autumn? Golden and glowing by autumn. Shall we still be best of friends, best of friends?
Gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself.
Mrs. Charlotte Cardoza, I know who you are, madam. Recently widowed with a considerably generous inheritance.
And I know you, Mr. Astor. Recently remarried to a considerably younger wife.
You seem to enjoy shocking people, madam. I've heard you described as a modern woman by people who don't mean it as a compliment.
And I've heard you described as the world's greatest monument to unearned income.
Let breezes blow and turn cold as we continue growing old. This autumn, love newly found me at last.
Well, your sense of occasion, madam. I understand you've just lost your husband.
Yes, but not at cards. And another thing, would you mind putting out those dreadful cigars?
So, Kate McGowan, what a modest thing are you going to say to me next then?
I'm going to say, Gilberto, will you marry me?
For the love of Pete, Kate. It's the new world we're going to, but we haven't got there yet. Don't you leave nothing for the man to say?
He could say yes. We're gonna need each other when we get there, me boyo. And me baby's gonna need a dad. So we'd better settle it right now. Will you say yes then?
Well, I might as well. Chances are you wouldn't take a no anyway. So, Kate McGowan, aren't you going to throw me down and kiss me?
Ahead we plow into the darkening night. Can't see the bow, how then to search with only starlight.
Oh, moon, shall we always in thee nothing to spy things golden and glowing by no wave? Shall the celeste of the line where seas and skies, stillness, darkness, can't see a thing, says I, no reflection, not a shadow, not a glint of light meets the eye. And we go sailing to sail as Polish glass sail the open sea, till the fighting goes sailing to sail as Polish glass ever on growing.
No moon, no wind.
No moon, no wind, no
Live with a
no
thousand
wind,
voices,
no
night live with a thousand voices.
Screws were turning at 81. Screws were turning at 81.
So the
Screws
night
were
was
turning
alive with
at
a thousand
81.
voices.
No wind.
Dear Mother Mary! Iceberg! Right ahead!
Thank you! Thought of us a hard starboard!
Hard starboard! The helm's hard over, sir.
Engines full astern! Engines full astern!
Full astern.
The boat's reacting, Mr. Murdoch. 2 degrees to port.
The distance, Mr. Fleet!
A quarter mile, maybe a little less.
10, 11, a full point!
Turn! Turn!
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, look at the size of it!
It's like the rock of bloody Gibraltar.
I think we're going to pass the starboard, sir.
This is all right. I think we're going to miss it.
George. Oh. Who is it? Benjamin. What's wrong? It's nearly midnight.
George, do you hear anything?
Hear anything? No, nothing.
That's the point. The engine just stopped.
Stopped? By God, I think you're right.
Wake up! Wake up!
Mr. Edges, what's going on here?
I couldn't say, Mr. Guggenheim, but I don't suppose it's anything much.
Mr. Edges, is something wrong?
I'm not sure, madam, just following orders. Wake up! Wake up!
We grazed it below the waterline on the starboard side.
How bad is it then?
I don't know yet. All stations, damage report. The exact time of contact was 11:40 p.m. One of us should enter it in the log.
If we only grazed it, it could have been that bad.
We have nothing to worry about, have we?
Report, Mr. Murdoch.
We struck an iceberg, sir. Starboard side. We don't yet know the extent of the damage, but I have taken the liberty of rousing the passengers.
I want them on deck and wearing life preservers. At the very least, they could use a drill. We've never had one, have we?
First class passengers, proceed at once to the side. Please bring your life preservers and await further instructions.
George, look what I found on the deck. There must be a ton of it.
Be a sport, John. Jim up a piece for my drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain would be most grateful if you would proceed to the grand salon. And please dress warmly.
We're taking the water in boiler rooms 4, 5, and 6, sir. In 6, the water's already up to their knees.
Close the watertight doors, Mr. Lightoller, and see that the pumps are activated. Then, rouse the carpenter and have him sound the ship.
It's all done, sir.
Our position, Mr. Murdoch. Mr. Murdoch! Our position!
Latitude 41 degrees, 44 minutes north. Longitude 50 degrees, 24 minutes west, sir.
Inform the radio room. For God's sake, Mr. Murdoch. Let go of the helm! We're dead in the water.
I'm sorry, sir.
Second class passengers, proceed to the salon. Please bring your life preservers and await further instructions.
Stewardess, why is the ship stopped?
I understand an iceberg has scratched some of her new paint, and the captain doesn't want to get going until she's fixed up and good as new.
Oh, well, I think I'll stay in my cabin and finish my book.
I'm afraid you'll have to go to the first class grand salon immediately, madam. Captain's orders.
Come along, Alice. Here's your chance to mingle with the swell.
Please, you must get in your life preservers right away. There is no time to lose.
I can't go up there looking like this. I've got to fix my face.
Ship will be fixed before that, Alice.
EJ, why have we stopped? I want an immediate explanation.
We've struck an iceberg, Mr. Ismay.
Well, that was pretty damn careless, wasn't it?
We're trying to assess the damage, sir.
Damage? What damage?
We're taking on water in the boiler rooms, but we've closed the emergency doors, and I'm quite certain that everything is under control.
And I trust you'll have us underway as soon as possible.
Mr. Andrews is making a complete inspection. If you'll just be patient, sir, you'll have his report the moment it's available.
In the meantime, Captain, I see no need to alarm the passengers.
Third class passengers, board about the well deck. Please find your life preservers and await further instructions.
What is it? What's going on? There was a terrible scraping noise and then we just stopped. Oh, what are we supposed to do now?
I'm going upstairs and have a look.
Go wait down here like you're told.
Yes, Mr. Andrews?
There's a series of small gashes below the waterline running 300 feet along her starboard side. There's water in the forepeak, in the number 1, 2, and 3 holds, in the mailroom, and in 3 of her boiler rooms. In all, 6 of her 16 compartments have been breached.
But that's all right. You assured us those compartments are watertight.
She was designed to stay afloat with only 3 flooded, perhaps even 4, but certainly not 6.
Andrews, what are you saying?
Titanic is sinking, Mr. Ismay.
Nonsense! God himself couldn't sink this ship.
How long has she got, Mr. Andrews?
An hour and a half, Captain, 2 at the most.
Strange and quite disorienting being here, recently awakened from a dream. How the lights burn, every crystal bright as a star. Dressed in your pajamas in the grand salon, looks to be bizarre in the extreme. Things could improve if the steward opens a bar. Oh, it's a memory I'll want to keep. Now I would like to go back to sleep. Dressed in your pajamas in the grand salon, wondering if things are what they seem. Can you be sure? Do you ever know where you are?
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? The captain would appreciate it if all of you were wearing your life belts.
Mr. Etch is over here, Mr. Etch.
Be right with you, Mr. Astor.
Mr. Etch is over here.
Mr. Etches, what the devil's going on?
Tell me straight, man. Are we in any danger?
Danger, Mr. Guggenheim? On this ship? Mr. Astor, please, your life belt. Mr. Guggenheim, please put it on now. Captain's orders. Ladies and gentlemen, wear your life belts. Mrs. Widener, if you would, ma'am. Mr. Thayer, we must insist now. It's a mere formality, there is no cause for concern. We are our way, formality lay now. A simple precaution, a moment of rest. We'll be on our way, we have indeed stayed now. In a moment or two, she'll be right again, traveling west.
See here, Mr. Etches. I demand to know exactly what's happened.
The latest word, sir, seems to be that she has damaged one of her wing propellers, and we could be delayed for an entire day, sir.
I don't like the way this sounds.
Not a bit, not a bit, not a little bit. We spent £1,800. Not a bit, not a bit, not a little bit. This is not the sort of the voyage we paid for. I demand to know when the ship is delayed for right now.
How could this ever have come to pass?
Why, look who's here, it's the second class.
It's everybody, it's anybody.
You're the only one here I don't recognize.
Everything is gorgeous in the grand salon. Stunningly appointed for the cream. Thousands of bucks to trip the slugs without par.
Mr. Calston, please, your life belt. Mr. Guggenheim, please, put it on now. It's a mere formality, right as a stone.
We'll be on our way. Mr. Guggenheim, please upstairs now. Mrs. Widener, if you would, ma'am, it's a mere formality, there you are. You'll be on our way, formality, lay on our way.
Jimbero, are you down there? It's blocked up here. We can't get through. What the hell are we supposed to do? Jimbero, where you got to do?
Down here, kids. Look here, kids. There's water running on the floor. See, it's coming underneath the door. I think behind it there's lots more. It's 2 feet deep in the men's dormitory. The boat's sinking.
What are we supposed to do then? Drown like all the mother rats?
Don't be daft. There's lifeboats. They're up there. I've seen them in a snapshot. Me too, Kate. Me 3, Kate.
How the hell do we get up there? How the hell do we get through that gate? How long are we supposed to wait? Who the hell is looking out for us?
What are you people doing here? Don't you know the ship's on her way down?
Who are you then?
Frederick Barrett, stoker. We've got to get up to those lifeboats.
What do you think we're trying to do, man?
We're goners for sure if we don't get to the lifeboats.
We'll have to find another way, all right.
What other way? I never see no other way.
I know one. I snuck up to the radio room just yesterday, and I didn't get caught neither.
How could such a terrible thing happen to such a marvelous ship?
Some marvelous ship.
Hurry up before we all drown.
You wait and see. We're gonna end up having to swim to America.
Ladies and gentlemen, this way, please. We're headed for the boat deck.
Not so fast, Alice!
Double Edgar, I want to get a seat right next to the Astors. Benjamin, I'm afraid.
Don't worry, my darling. This ship could crash into 100 icebergs, and we wouldn't feel a thing.
I've never been in an open boat in my entire life.
Last week in Vienna, a fortune teller told me to beware of the water. Oh.
Charles, promise me we'll stay together no matter what.
I promised, Alex.
It's too late.
As long as we've got heat and light, I'm staying right where we are.
Oh.
My diamonds! I forgot my diamonds!
Never mind, Maddie. I'll get you much better ones when we get to New York.
This reminds me of the time I was on the China Sea during the Boxer Rebellion, and we were attacked by a godless horde of Malay pirates.
Mrs. Cardoza, if anything should happen to me, I'd be very grateful if you would deliver this letter to my sister in Ohio.
I'm sure you'll be all right, Mr. Rogers.
I count things, ma'am. I count cars and I count lifeboats. There aren't enough. I want my sister to know I was aboard this ship.
But your name is on the passenger list, Mr. Rogers.
My actual name is Jay Yates.
The famous card sharper? But I recall winning several $100s off of you, Mr. Yates.
Our game was interrupted.
Captain!
Yes, Mr. Andrews?
I'm sure it hasn't escaped your notice, sir, that there are in excess of 2,200 souls on this ship.
I'm well aware of that.
But space for less than 1,000 in the lifeboats.
I didn't design this ship, Mr. Andrews.
And I didn't instruct management on the number of boats.
Evidently, 20 boats were enough to satisfy the line. How many would we need to save every man, woman, and child aboard?
54, but the line felt that anything over 20 would have taken away too much deck space from the first class, which means that well over half of us are going to die in approximately 90 minutes.
Not if a ship arrives.
Do you know of one?
I'm just on my way to find out.
Captain, all the first and second class passengers are proceeding to the boat deck as ordered. The third class passengers have been assembled below on the well deck, awaiting instructions.
Captain, I don't think the passengers and crew fully comprehend their predicament yet. You'll have to tell them, of course.
Tell them what, Mr. Andrews? That more than 1,200 of them are already dead? I think not, sir. There would be a general panic. They'd kill each other in order to survive.
Awaiting instructions, Captain.
What? I want you up top, in charge of loading the boats.
But the third class passengers, sir. They're all down below.
That is not your concern, Mr. Lightjolly. Carry on!
Yes, sir.
Are you taking it upon yourself to decide who lives or dies? I'd remind you that while you are captain, you are not hired to play God.
And let it be God who decides.
It would appear that God is already leaning towards the first class.
How so?
They are closest to the lifeboats, aren't they?
And perhaps he'll even the score by sending us a ship.
C, Q, D. Titanic, C, Q, D.
Situation critical.
Radio
Repeat,
man.
situation critical.
Radio man, have you reached any ships?
Can't you see I'm busy? Go bother the captain.
This is the captain.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Sit down, mister.
Bride, sir, with the Marconi International Marine Radio Telegraphy and Signal
Sit down, Mr. Bride.
Yes, sir.
And continue.
Yes, sir.
Have you reached any ships in the immediate vicinity, Mr. Bride?
607, sir. The closest one seems to be the Carpathia, Kuna.
I know Carpathia, Mr. Bride.
They responded to our CQD at 11:58 p.m., saying that they've turned and are coming hard.
How far is she?
58 miles, sir.
That's more than 4 hours.
Carpathia can't be the only ship in the vicinity, Mr. Bride.
There was one other, sir, the Californian. Her signal was much stronger than the others, but I put her within 10 miles, and since the accident, she hasn't responded.
Why not?
I don't know, sir.
EJ, you've got to do something.
What do you suggest, Mr. Ismay?
We need another ship here immediately.
I'm afraid the nearest one is 4 hours away.
4 hours? We'll be on the bottom by then.
What about the Californian? You said she might be close by.
I'm sure she is, sir, but still, no response.
Why not? You must demand a response.
Those smaller ships only carry one radio man, sir. He must have signed off and gone to bed.
We'll keep trying, for God's sake.
There was a new distress call, SOS. It's hardly ever been used yet, but it's easier to read than the...
Try anything you like, Mr. Bride. You must rouse that ship.
SOS. Titanic, SOS. Situation critical. Come in, Californian. Where are you, old man? Why the hell don't you answer?
Surely something can be done to help us.
Thousands on board, trusting and warm, roused from their sleep, sent up above, unsinkable ship. What is she now? What is she now?
Possibly she won't go down. Possibly she'll stay afloat. Possibly all this could come to an end on a positive note.
Not unless the ship could fly. Not unless we all sprout wings. Honestly, sir, I have built her from scratch, and I know certain things.
If you know so much, why didn't you know to prevent this? What's to become of us all now that Providence sent this? This is your work, Mr. Andrews. You have done us in. Where's a leak-proof bulkheads? Where's a double skin? That's your job if someone must take the blame. It is you. You.
Innocent folk held in our care, living their lives, dreaming their dreams, dreaming their dreams.
Possibly a ship will come. Possibly we'll all be saved.
Damn it, sir, listen, we're hemorrhaging fast. It's our hull that's been staved.
Couldn't you design it right? Whoever heard of steel that rips?
Ismay, I'm just in the business of building. It's God who sinks ships.
There stands the captain who sailed us straight into disaster.
Oh, now it's the captain's turn, pray, who urged him to go faster. Well then, thank you, Mr. Ismay, for your contribution. Now please pray for some miraculous solution. Your timing is perfect. Now help us, please, if you can.
Who called for speed and to break every record? Who had to keep all the millionaires happy?
How dare you, Smith? I will not stand here indicted. Who ignored warnings of icebergs when sighted? who, sir, refused to extend up the bulkheads.
You, sir, to give the first class bigger staterooms.
And who undermined the position of captain.
And who took a course too far north for the season.
And who kept insisting we learned ever sooner.
And who should have posted for lookouts in darkness. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it?
Possibly the Lord will act. Possibly he will provide
and indicate how our unthinkable fate can be somehow denied. Somehow denied. Your work no one else's.
My doing no one else's.
There's only one captain, and I was in charge. This is my ship, no one else's.
They said she was sick.
Women and children will commence boarding the lifeboat.
Men will please stand back!
You and I are getting in the lifeboat. Father will be staying here a while. It will be like rowing in the serpentine. Come along now, let us have a smile.
Go along with Mother to the lifeboat.
John,
Don't even say it, I'll be fine. I'll collect you both tomorrow morning. You and this beloved son of mine.
Madam, step this way into the lifeboat. Mr. Strauss, by all means, take your place.
No, I will not go before the younger men. Go, Ida, you must go now.
What about you?
Ida, I'm telling you to get in the lifeboat.
I refuse.
Refuse? How can you refuse? After 40 years, how can you refuse?
I'm sorry, Isidore, but after 40 years, how could I leave you now?
Because you must be saved!
For what? To live without you? Absolutely not.
Ida, please.
There you go. I go.
Must get in, please step this way. There is no time, please don't delay. This is the last to leave. It must be lowered now. Must get in, please step this way. Here is the light, please don't delay. This is the last to leave. It must be lowered now.
There's got to be a place in that lifeboat, Kate. Take it, for Pete's sake.
I'm not going without you, Jim. I don't want to be a widow before I'm a bride.
You're going to be a lady's maid. Lady's maid in America.
This boat is 2 minutes doors. You missed the fleet.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're stuck in.
Barrett, sir.
Mr. Barrett, can you row a boat?
I don't know, sir. I've never tried. I can row, sir. I was a fisherman by trade.
Then get in, hurry!
That I will, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry, mate.
Good luck to you, mate.
Get into the boat, Alice!
Edgar, I'm so sorry all the world.
Alice, do as I say, David!
I love you, Edgar.
Why'd you give up your seat, lad? You'll never get a place now!
He's a passenger, isn't he? They're the ones who've been paying our wages.
find a path and reach tomorrow, as this day of wrath, we'll be together once again. Cling to your hopes and prayers till then.
As I say goodbye, and keep your image in my memory's eye, and all this love of ours will soar, come dawn or danger, we'll meet tomorrow, and have each other evermore.
Give us tomorrow and another hour. Let our reunion come within our power. Grant one more chance to make us start, that we may live for as we are.
Come say you love me as I kiss your eyes. Let one brief moment make eternal ties.
If tomorrow is not its own, let this embracing replace forever. Keep us together
Boats have all gone, it seems.
I can still see my wife. I told her I'd be following.
What's the only thing you could do?
I actually believed it. Of course, she's only 19.
That rarely occurs to the young, nor anything else it seems. Rather a pity, actually. It was a terribly good crossing up until now. So many agreeable people.
Few too many climbers, I thought. Lately, I've noticed that anyone with a few $1 million considers himself rich.
Is it possible? Do you think that we had this coming?
The hell you say?
Benjamin, what have we ever done? I can't help but remembering something Balzac said. He said, behind every great fortune lies a great crime. So let's confess it. Who wants to start?
That water looks colder than a polar bear's keister. Won't be long throw up suited ours. Edgar Bean, hardware.
J. Yates, gambler.
That must be interesting work.
How about a game at two-handed stud to pass the time?
Sure, why not?
I warn you, I cheat.
So what? I'm not going to pay you anyway.
So that was your wife you were saying goodbye to then?
Almost. We were to be married when we arrived in New York.
Yeah? I was to be married when I got back to England too.
Seems we're both going to wind up bachelors.
Well, it could be worse, sir.
Really? How?
At least we won't be making any widows, will we?
Good point. Gentlemen, what do you say to a good stiff drink?
I'd say one won't be nearly enough.
All 20 boats have been launched, Captain.
Thank you. You have a remarkably sunny disposition, boy. How old are you?
14, sir.
I was a cabin boy at 14. What do you call?
Edward, sir.
Really? So am I.
All of the ladies in first class, except for one, are safely away, Captain.
Thank you, Mr. Etches.
I'm afraid most of the gentlemen we know are still aboard. There's no hope, I suppose. I see. Who could have ever imagined it, sir? Everyone said she was unsinkable.
Mr. Ismay was fond of boasting that Titanic was her own lifeboat.
That must have been before he used one of the little ones to save his own skin.
More than anything else, the man wanted a legend. Well, now, by God, he's got one.
Captain, I just want you to know, I take full responsibility. I was the ranking officer during the time. If I would have fit faster, I would have rammed the iceberg head on. We'd have saved the bow, perhaps lost a few people, but the ship, she would have survived.
I'm sure you did what you thought best at the time, Mr. Murdoch.
You expected more of me, sir. You had every right. But your expectations were misplaced.
The truth is, I've been uncommonly lucky. In my 43 years at sea, I've served on them all of the White Star ships. And in all that time, I have never been in, nor even seen a shipwreck, nor any other calamity worth speaking of.
Thousands on board, each in his class. You are the master of all that must pass. Yours to set course, yours to command. You hold our souls in the palm of your hand. You hold our souls in the palm of your
Are you cold, Mum?
Lately, I'm always cold.
I'll blow on your fingers.
Save your breath.
What for?
Mr. Strauss.
Mr. Etches.
Mr. Strauss. A glass of champagne, perhaps.
Champagne? Why? Do we have something to celebrate?
I brought the Cristal. 1898, it's the last bottle left.
My goodness, it would be a shame to open it.
Under the circumstances, madam, I think it would be a shame not to.
Mr. Etches, won't you join us for a glass?
Perhaps later, sir. I still have my regulars to attend. May I say that it has been a great pleasure over the years serving with them.
To us?
Who else? No, you're still a pretty good-looking fella.
It would have to be to keep such a beautiful wife.
Still, the way I love you still lives in my heart.
After all of the years we've been together,
holding our love still, the way you move me still feels as it did when you first became mine. Whispered the words, I will. I loved you then, and I love you still.
no one else could play your role. For
soul. I won't turn from you, I learn from still. Fortune's changes, still, always we've known that the promise we've made kept us as one, and will. I loved you then, and I love you still.
I declare this vessel lost. From now on, it is every man for himself.
Just because we look at the blueprints here shows the weaknesses that we have missed. How the water poured in 100-foot gas caused the bow to flood and to list. And then it filled to the top of separate watertight compartments and began to overflow. Because the walls in between the compartments are too low. She's only sinking because these bulkheads up a deck too low. But here's a thought. Take a line and extend up the walls to the brink. It's just a small redesign. When it's done, then I know she can't sink. Like this. And then like this. Like this. And then like this.
Mr. Andrews! Mr. Andrews, aren't you going to make a go of it? Mr. Andrews!
Ship has started to plunge beneath the surface. The water lapping at our feet. Down sinks the bow, flies the stern to the sky. The panicked people in retreat. 1,000 strong, they climb up towards the aft deck. They're clinging desperately like beasts to a hive. There they'll hold fast, doomed to the lost, lost and abandoned, and all still alive. Few of them will hang there from the railings, as one by one they'll drop away. More than 250 feet they will fall, and after that I cannot say. I will not say. The rest in swarms will overrun the boat deck. They'll lose all sense of right and wrong. It will be every man for himself, all right. The weak thrown in with all the strong. First class and third and second will mean nothing, and sheer humanity alone will prevail. One single class, brutal and crass, that's what will come of the world that sets sail. Autumn, shall we all meet in the autumn? Shall we all meet in the autumn?
One moment the ship was there, and the next she was gone.
There were over 1,000 poor souls, floundering in the freezing water.
We wanted to go back for them, of course, to pick them up.
But they'd have swamped us. And no one picks them up. The sound they made was emptying. There was an entire football stadium out there in the dark somewhere. And then after half an hour, it just stopped.
I'm ashamed to say I was relieved.
I'll hear those voices for the rest of my life.
Oh, why shouldn't I have taken that place in the lifeboat? It would have gone empty.
There were more than 450 empty seats in the lifeboats.
It was so very cold.
The women were so brave. Alone, in the dark, in the middle of the ocean.
If only I'd seen that iceberg before it was too late.
If only they hadn't kept increasing the speed.
If only the Californian had heard my call. I stayed with the key till the end. They could have saved every man, woman, and child aboard.
We were only 95 miles from dry land.
When dawn came, we could see ice everywhere. It was all bathed in pink, and hundreds of deck chairs floating in the water.
And all of the poor women and children in the third class who never even made it to the boats.
All 50 bellboys, none more than 15 years old, went to their deaths without a whimper.
All of the musicians that kept on playing Walter, right to the very end.
Only 711 survivors, 1,517 souls have lost their lives.
Including the man I call my husband.
And my husband. And my husband. And my husband. And my husband.
In a matter of only a few moments, the largest moving object of Earth had totally disappeared.
Fare thee well. May the Lord who watches all watch over thee. May God's heaven be your blanket as you softly sleep. Softly sleep. In every age, mankind attempts to fabricate great works at once magnificent and impossible. On desert sands, from mountains of stone, a pyramid. From flying buttresses alone, a wall of light. A sharp ceiling streaming, one man's ecstasy. One man's ecstasy. Miracles them all, China's endless wall, Stonehenge, the Parthenon, the Duomo, the aqueducts of Rome. We did not attempt to make with mammoth blocks of stone a giant pyramid. No, not a pyramid. Your Gothic walls that radiate with light. Our task was to dream upon and then create a floating city. Floating city. A human metropolis, a complete civilization. Sleek and vast, at once a poem and the perfection of physical engineering. At once a poem and the perfection of physical engineering.
and for everything that they've done for us to make this incredible true story come to life in such a beautiful way. It's been an absolute honor to be a part of this show, and we would just like to extend our gratitude to all of them, because we could not have done it without them. So thank you.
With us over the last 3 months. It's been a wonderful, wonderful ride. Thank you, directors, for saying yes to this project. I know it was really, really big, but I think we sailed on, right? So I'm so proud of this cast and crew. I mean, everything that you see here was done and designed and built by students, which I'm so proud of. So thank you all very much. Thanks for coming. Fortune's winds, sing God's speed.